Welcome to the Manutdstream. Hope you're doing well. It's Wednesday morning and we've got a cracker of a show for you today. Yes, there's so much to discuss. First of all, the Belabber deal. Carlos Baleba looks like the deal has been hijacked by another Premier League club. What is all this about? Maybe that's why United wanted to get the deal done this summer. They knew that the longer they leave it, this deal will get hijacked. We're going to discuss who hijacked the deal and if United can maybe still get their man. In other transfer news, Barcelona reportedly have made a £25 million offer for Marcus Rashford. The question is why? Why right now? Are they in fear of his valuation increasing by the end of the season? And finishing off today's show, we're going to talk about Paul Scholes, the ex-Man United player, the legend that was Paul Scholes, and his comments on Marcus Rashford. Some people feel that he went too far. We're going to discuss what he said and the outfall from his comments. So make sure you stick around, make sure you hit the like button on this video, and if you're not already a subscriber to the Manutdstream channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, become part of this fast-growing Man United community, and you can keep up to date with all the latest news and more from one single daily dose. So let's kick off with this big, huge breaking news on Carlos Baleba. The guy that United wanted to sign this summer transfer window, but Brighton were not having any of it. They will not let him go, they said. They said maybe next year when we're going to maybe think about letting him go, and we're going to be looking at 100 million plus as a price tag, as a market value for Carlos Baleba. United really wanted to get the deal done this summer, and there was probably a reason why, and now we know why, because another club in the Premier League apparently has hijacked the deal or is ahead of Man United, and that club is Liverpool. I hate to say it, I really do. Liverpool literally buying every hot talent in the Premier League, and now they're going after Carlos Baleba. They've invited Carlos Baleba's family over to Anfield. They've shown him around. They've given him the pitch, and we're hearing that Carlos and his family are in favour of moving to Anfield. What is all that about? What is he thinking of? Seriously. But look, it's because they're winning trophies right now. They're riding high, and he's thinking it's going to be an easy fit for him. He's going to go in there and he's going to start playing games for Liverpool. I mean, there was always a danger. We always knew, as Man United, the moment we didn't get him in the summer transfer window, we knew that other clubs are going to jump in. And I did warn everybody about this. I did say that if we don't get him this summer, we can expect Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal all jumping in for him next season, next summer. And it might even happen in January. And I think this move by Liverpool has been speeded up because of the rumours of United maybe going and making an offer for him in the January transfer window. That's why I think Liverpool have sped up things and thought, right, okay, we need to go in and kind of box him off before United turn up with a proper offer and Brighton accept the offer in January. So if this deal gets done, it might even get done in the January transfer window. Expect a battle, a bidding war between Man United and Liverpool. And we all know who would win that bidding war. And that's why United probably, if they hear of Liverpool's interest and they know that the player is undecided, if he doesn't say, I want United, I do not expect United to go in there in the January transfer window and even make a bid for Carlos Baleba. They will just watch him go to Liverpool. It's an awful scenario to be in, isn't it? It's awful, but this is what happens. This is what happens when there's a player out on the market who everybody is looking at. If you do not move quick enough, then other teams will come in and get him. And that is the case with Carlos Baleba. Despite him not having a good season right now, everybody knows that he's got the right qualities to play in a top team. And Liverpool, we all knew, were looking at him. They were looking at him. There was rumours in the summer transfer window that Liverpool had been scouting him, had been watching him, and were just biding their time. They were waiting to see when Brighton would sell him. They'd already made the inquiries. Brighton had told everybody, we will not be selling him this summer. Of course, United tried and went in and discussed things with Brighton, tried to discuss a possible move for Belabber in the summer, and Brighton said, no, we're not doing that, and hence why we've had to wait. Now the problem is that there'll be not just Liverpool, there'll be other clubs wanting to jump in as well with lots of cash, lots of money, clubs that can quite easily outbid United. United were breaking the bank by going and signing him for 100 million plus, whereas the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea's, Arsenal, Man City, whatever it is, they've got money to spend. They've got money to throw. They don't care about the budget. They don't care if it's 100 million. They will happily spend that. Whereas United, they have to penny pinch. They have to look at the budget and they have to see whether they can actually go out and afford this guy and whether he will make a big enough difference. And then the problem United have got right now is they can't offer European football, whereas other clubs have got the European football to offer as well. And that does make a difference when a player is thinking about where to move. So let's watch this space. I'll bring you further developments on this news story as and when we get it. Right now, things are not looking good for Carlos Baleba. But on to some positive news concerning Man United. Barcelona have reportedly made an offer to Man United to sign Marcus Rashford for £25 million. Now, I don't know what to make of that. I really don't. I look at £25 million for Marcus Rashford and I think that's a complete joke. That's a complete insult to Man United and Marcus Rashford. £25 million for this young superstar, and he is absolutely going to fire on all cylinders in Barcelona. We know he had the potential. We always knew Marcus Rashford was a top player. It was just his attitude. But Barcelona have made this offer, reportedly made this offer to United to take him. We're not quite sure whether United are going to go in with a counter offer. We do believe that United value Marcus Rashford a lot more than 25 million. So we expect United to go into the negotiations and say, well, we want a lot more than 25 million. I think this is going to go on. But the question I have is, why would Barcelona make this offer right now? A week or two ago, there were reports that Barcelona wanted to send him back. They didn't want to continue with his loan. And now all of a sudden, Barcelona have made an offer. Well, these are conflicting stories, but you can see why Barcelona would make this offer right now. And it's not odd. Many of you are probably thinking it's odd making this offer just so early into his loan. But the reason why they've done that is because I think Barcelona can see that Marcus Rashford's value will increase over this season. The way he's performing right now, the way he started, he's already proven himself to be a worthy contender in this Barcelona team. Rashford got another assist for Barcelona despite coming on as a substitute on the 80th minute in his last game, and the game before that he scored that wonder goal against Newcastle in the Champions League. You could argue he single-handedly won that game for Barcelona. The first goal he scored, the second goal came out of nothing. And, well, look, again, Barcelona are looking at Rashford thinking, this kid is gonna do wonders at our club. So let's box him off right now. Let's go and make this offer, get it done. And it's going to be a lot cheaper than maybe waiting until the end of the season. And then, you know, Man United might say, well, we want 40, 50 million for him. And I think that could realistically happen. So Barcelona are very clever. They know exactly what they're doing. They are looking to get him on the cheap. And United might agree. United might not want to take the risk of him going through the season. And, you know, with Marcus Rashford, there's lots of ups and there's lots of downs. We all know he's not very consistent. Now, talking about Marcus Rashford being inconsistent, we heard this week that Marcus Rashford had come late to training once again. Yes, he's still doing that. Even at Barcelona, he's turning up late, or he turned up late for one of the training sessions. Don't know how, but he did turn up late. And Hansi Flick did not start him in the game, last game that he played for Barcelona. He brought him on as a substitute in the 80th minute where he got the assist, but he did not start him. He dropped him from the first team. And that's where Paul Scholes comes in. He was asked the question on a podcast, what do you think about this? And he did not hold back against Marcus Rashford. He went straight in for the bullseye, saying that Marcus Rashford was unprofessional and he's not going to be able to do the same thing that he did at United at Barcelona. And he even went as far as saying he can't even be happy for him. He can't be happy for Marcus Rashford because of what he did at United, because of how he let United down and the behaviour that he displayed at United. And then whatever he does at Barcelona, he doesn't get happy. He's not going to be happy for what he does. Now, I wouldn't go as far as saying that I won't be happy for Marcus Rashford. I'm thinking with my head rather than my heart. I'm thinking I want Marcus Rashford to do well. The reason being is then we can increase the price on his valuation. That's all. That's what I'm thinking. I was looking at it thinking, I don't really care. I want him to do well so United can get the most money out of his deal. If we end up selling him, whether to Barcelona or anybody else, we can get lots of money out of this deal. And yes, if you're looking at it from your heart, of course, you look at Marcus Rashford and think, yeah, he did not work hard enough at United. He thought he could just waltz around, turn up for training late, and it was like he didn't care. His whole demeanour at United was awful. And for a professional footballer, that is unacceptable. Now, we look over at Mark Gui, the centre-back for Crystal Palace, their captain. The way he's behaved throughout this whole summer transfer saga with Liverpool. Look at him. That's what you call professional. The guy has just remained absolutely steadfast, kept working, kept doing his work, and even when the deal fell through at the last minute, you've not heard him say, right, I'm going to throw my dummy out. I don't care. I'm not going to play for Crystal Palace this season, and I'm not going to, I'm not going to behave. I'm not going to even turn up for training. But we got Marcus Rashford, even though when he was playing, he was being picked consistently by Ten Hag. He was our first team player. He knew the team wasn't doing well either. For them to let go, for them to just simply let us, as a club, fail. When he is the guy that we're looking at, he's no longer a young kid. He is 25, 26, and we're looking at him to be our saviour at the club and his boyhood club. Anybody else would be like jeering on the rest of the players saying, look, this is my boyhood club and I want to work hard. I want to do well at this club. I want the club to do well. But to give up, and not only just give up, but lead others astray, like Garnacho, like Sancho. And of course, when you look at Marcus Rashford right now and you see him doing well, you start looking back at how he was at United, and he wasn't professional. He wasn't a good person to be around. He was always sulking, even on the pitch. He wouldn't even run on the pitch. I mean, what professional footballer does that? You're playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world, and you're behaving like we're forcing him to play, and we're not paying him for it. That's how he would behave like on the pitch. I mean, it was ridiculous. I was very happy to hear that Marcus Rashford wanted to leave the club. And look, because he was never going to succeed at United, because he'd got something in his head to say, I'm bigger than United. I'm the superstar. United, the club, are lucky to have me. And I think as soon as he got that mentality in his head, it was never going to work. And I can see why legends like Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs and all the others are coming out criticising Marcus Rashford, because they can't comprehend how you could play for United and then give up. That's what the problem is. Their whole demeanour, their whole way of looking at United at that time was completely different to these young players now that turn up to United. Let us know in the comments below what you think about this Marcus Rashford saga and what Paul Scholes said. Was he harsh or was he spot on with his criticism about Marcus Rashford? Also, let us know about the Carlos Baleba deal. What do you think about this? Do you feel United should still fight out for Carlos Baleba, or should we start looking at plan B and C? That is it for today's show, guys. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you subscribe. You are watching the Man Utd Stream channel, a channel by the fans for the fans.